Alright, so all the essential functions are conveniently located right here at the top. This keeps things straightforward as everything you need is clearly displayed. Next, we'll click Import and bring all our media files into this panel. This way, they're ready for us to drag onto the main timeline when we need them. Let's begin by adding the first clip to our timeline. We'll follow that with the second clip and so on, until all our footage is in place. It's a good practice to place all your clips on the main track initially. This makes it easier to trim and arrange them later. With that done, all our video clips are now on the main timeline. Our video is structured in 3 main parts: the opening section, then the product showcase which forms the middle part, and finally, the concluding section. The first editing task is to address the watermark. We can do this by going to Effects and searching for Blur. Once you find it, select the blur effect and drag it onto the clip in the timeline. We'll then extend it to cover the duration where the watermark is visible. Now adjust the size and position of the blur effect directly on the preview window to completely cover the watermark. You can also fine-tune the blur intensity and the effect controls to make it blend as naturally as possible. After applying the blur across all necessary clips, 1, 2, 3, and so on, we can then precisely adjust the positioning and intensity of the blur for each specific scene as needed. Before we start making detailed cuts to the video clips, it's best to review the entire imported sequence.
Aduh, lenguhnya.
This gives us a better overview before deciding precisely what to trim, add, or remove. We want to assess the raw footage first. Now let's select some background music, starting with the first part of our video. Since this section addresses a pain point, I'll look for a sad or evocative music track to match the mood. This one sounds suitable, so let's select it. We'll use this just for the opening sequence. We'll need to trim the music track to fit the length of our opening. To do this, press B on your keyboard to activate the split tool or razor tool. Click where you want to cut the music. Then press A to switch back to the selection tool. Now you can select and delete the excess portion of the music track, as we only need it for this opening segment. Now let's look at the video transition. Around this point, we'll trim the first video clip. We want to ensure the actor's facial expression and movement flow smoothly into the next shot. Notice how the action is continuous here. Let's make that cut.
Mesti ada cara lain.
With that, the basic edit for our first section is complete. Next, we'll move on to adding and refining the audio for the second part of our video. Okay, we're now adding audio for part 2, which is our main product video sequence. I'm heading to the audio tab and looking for something energetic. I'll go with reggaeton and preview Reggaeton Summer Vibe. That sounds good. I'll add it to the timeline. It's important to align the start of the music precisely with the start of the product visuals. I'll drag it into place and then trim the end of this audio track to match this specific segment. For this closing scene, we want a different mood. I'm selecting piano music. Romantic piano in love seems like a good fit. I'll add it to the timeline, align it, and trim it. Now let's add transitions between our video clips. You can find these under the Transitions tab. For the first transition between the opening scene and the product, I'll use a black fade.
Mesti ada cara lain.
But before we go further with transitions, I'm going to remove the very first frame of this video clip. Why? Because in this case, it's a static product picture, and I want the video to start with the motion of the next frame for a cleaner opening to this segment. Okay, back to transitions. For the next cut, I'm adding a cube shuffle. If CapCut shows a pop-up saying create duplicate frames for transition, click OK. To make the music start smoothly, I'm selecting the audio clip and applying a fade-in from the basic audio settings. Let's set it to about 0.8 seconds. Why do we do this? A fade-in prevents the music from starting abruptly, giving a more polished, professional feel. Now, we need to delete the first frame of the video again and repeat. Now, for the second music segment, which is for the closing part, part 3, I'm removing the rest of the previous reggaeton track as we don't need it beyond the product showcase. It's a good idea to explore the different transitions CapCut offers. When you find ones you like, you can favorite them for easy access later. This saves you time in future projects. Press the plus icon to drop it onto the cut point between the two clips. Now let's apply transitions to the remaining clips in the product sequence. I'm using Sunset Flash. This adds a nice warm effect. For every video clip, you can also set in and out animations. I'm selecting the final clip and going to the animation tab. I'll adjust the out animation here to ensure a smooth exit for the video itself. Using subtle in and out animations on your clips can add an extra layer of polish to your edits. By carefully selecting and timing our audio with fades, and by using appropriate transitions and clip animations, we've created a much more dynamic and professional-looking video. Alright, just one pro tip for you all before I continue. Spend a bit of time exploring all the different effects, transitions, and also the video in and out animations, yeah? The ones you find yourself liking or using often, make sure to favorite them. This way, for your next editing project, you can access them super quick and really speed up your workflow. I am confirmed this will save you a lot of time. Alright, let's jump straight into more effects. We're in the Effects tab, under Video Effects. Let's find and add the zigzag view effect to our massage gun clip. You'll see in the Special Effects panel on the right, the speed is already at 33. We'll keep it at that default value for this nice dynamic shake. Next, let's add the shaky dolly effect. Once it's on the timeline, if you check the Details panel, the default strength, speed, and size are 50, 33, and 22 respectively. These default settings work well, so we'll leave them as they are to give a subtle, lively movement to the product. Now for a blur effect on a specific area. We've covered adding blur before, so let's quickly add the blur effect from Video Effects. To properly view and edit the blur layer, you can temporarily hide the effect layer by pressing the V key. Simply press V again to unhide it later. To control where the blur appears, we'll use a mask. In the Effects panel, click the Mask tab. First, let's select the rectangle mask. You can see the rectangle on screen. Adjust it if needed. Now, to show you another option, let's add a brush mask. Click the brush icon. Then simply paint over the area you want to blur. For example, the handle of the massage gun here. Once CapCut applies the mask, go back to the basic tab for the blur effect. We'll increase the blur intensity slider to around 100 to make that masked area noticeably blurry, to make it look more naturally. Now press V again to unhide the effect layer. Okay, look, fantastic. Now we will do the next one. We'll add handheld to the timeline. The default settings will give us that natural, slight camera movement. Make sure to adjust the length to cover up the entire clip. Next, let's apply mirror flicker. Again, we'll stick with the default settings for a quick, impactful visual. Similarly, extend the effect to match the clip's full length. Then we'll add droplet diffuse. The default settings here create a nice soft glow. For some energy, let's add Thunderbolt 2. We'll keep the default parameters for an intense lightning strike. And for our final clip with the man relaxing, let's add the halo effect. The default settings will give a gentle, atmospheric glow around him. Finally, review all clips to ensure they are free of watermarks and make any final adjustments to perfect the output. Finally, let's fine-tune our audio. Select the background music track on the timeline. In the audio panel on the right, under Basic, find Fade Out. Let's set this to 1.2 seconds so the music ends smoothly. Now that you're ready, select all the video clips together. Once they are all selected, go to the top of the screen and click on the Audio tab. Let's increase it to 5.0 dB to make the music a bit louder. Okay, with all our effects and audio tweaks in place, let's hit full screen and see the final result.
Aduh, lenguhnya. Mesti ada cara lain. Lega betul.
And there you have it, some more advanced effects and audio controls in CapCut. That's all for this part. See you next time.